結局俺までたどり着くことはなくなるの。それを強化すると無加減。マイナスメソッドだな。マイナス以降両みたいな虚構が生まれるんだよ。そうするとさっきみたいな水分がみんなつける。でもやるんだね。ああいう反応は自分の近くに作れないし、思考性まで気をつけると重力だ。まあ面倒で。要はちょっと使い。
What the F did he just say? Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, so last episode, we started off with a flashback. Damn it, I forgot to look up the name of black-haired big bad. I don't remember if it was Geto or Seto, whatever the heck it was. But we're getting a flashback as to what happened in the past, maybe, that what triggered him to change his alliances, his thoughts, because apparently he was on a group with Gojo and another girl, I think her name was Shoko or something like that. Apparently they're all one big happy family on the squad, and something happened that made him go a different direction. Wonder if absorbing curses has anything to do with that. Yeah. We'll just continue with the past story. This whole star vessel thingamajiggy, I don't know if it's really a big deal or not. But I'm sure they're telling the story for a reason, so we'll go ahead and jump in. All that being said, let us begin. Is he getting eaten? Oh, he's getting... And there is Megami's dad, maybe?
急にいなくなったと思ったら何してんだよ。金を増やしてんのさ。相手は五条家のボンだぞ。なかなか出て行ったところで何もできねえさ。まずはバカどもを使って削る。頼むぜ。術師殺し。
Sorcerer killer.
ああ、そうだ。めぐみは元気か。
Megami, huh? Well, what's the relation? What's the relation? Let's get it.
誰だっけ?
Damn, deadbeat!
Oh.
You know...
起きた.
Do you think she's actually possessed by... You think she knows? What if she's just a normie? Hold on, let me pause this for a second. Sorry about the pausing. But they said the job of these guys is to ensure that whatever vessel is being... First of all, I don't... Like I said... let me just keep going down my... I'm sorry that I'm jumping around a bit in my thoughts. It's kind of hard to focus on maybe some ADHD thing. But they said the goal of this little mission is to make sure that the star... Whatever the frick... I forgot what the name of the person was. That they get transferred to, like, the next vessel. And I'm thinking it's a human vessel. You know, like they're sealed up inside the person. Now, is it that the person that the whatever spirit or person is residing that they're residing in, is it possible that they don't know that there's that person or whatever spirit inside of them? Or does a spirit or whatever curse with a person, whatever, like just take over the entire person? Like everything gets overwritten and now like they just take over someone's body, you know? If that's the case, that's kind of fucked up. If it's taking over the body of a living person. Said as long as they have to be compatible. So if they're like sacrificing people, even though I guess the greater good argument kind of comes into play, it's still kind of messed up that they're sacrificing people, if that's the case. If it's the case that they don't know that they're possessed, that the thing is just living inside of them, but they're not aware, then the job was to make sure that the spirit thingamajiggy, whatever the heck, moves over to like its next vessel and then erase the old one. I think that's what they said. So are they gonna have to kill this girl afterwards if she's unsuspecting? Why do you have to kill him? I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood. But I guess we'll keep watching and find out. Resume. Absorb and
思ってたよ
manipulate.
りアグレッシブなガキンチョだな。どうかでおセンチになってんだろうから、どう気を使うか考えてたのに。
いかにも下賤なものの考えじゃ。
ああ、
いいか。天元様はわらわで、わらわは天元様なのだ。貴様のように同化と死を混同している輩がおるが、それは大きな間違いじゃ。同化によりわらわは天元様になるが、天元様もまたわらわとなる。わらわの意志、心、魂は同化後も生き続け。
待ち受け変えた？
井上若。
聞け
あの喋り方だと友達もいないじゃろう。
心よく送り出せる
We
のだ。
got the explanation.
学校じゃ普通に喋ってるもん。
ああは言っていたが、同化後彼女は天元様として光線最下層で結界の元となる。友人、家族、大切な人たちとは
So she
会え
hasn't
なくなるんだ。
actually been assimilated yet. So where's the old vessel?
好きにさせよう。それが私たちの任務だ。サトル、急いでリコちゃんのところへ。
あ
2体払われた。
Oh man. Eventually you gotta know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. Bro, that's wild.
これで賞金に釣られるのがバカからまともなバカになる。
いいのか？
何が？
賞金は万世教からお前に支払われる手付金3000万。聖書隊がやられれば手付金はパー。下手したら成功報酬もないぞ。お前に依頼せずとも初めから賞金をという話になるからな。
あっちには五条悟がいるんだぞ。うん百年ぶりの陸眼と無加減呪術の抱き合わせ。あいつが近くにいる限り聖書隊はまず殺せない。
Okay.
さあどうかな。とりあえずバカどもには賞金のかかっている残り47時間、五条の周りの術師と五条本人の神経を削ってもらう。
光線の制服を見て叩い位置を想定。自分の前後を式紙で挟んだ。慣れてるな。
媒介なし、磁力の術師のものと異なる。まさか呪霊操術か。
ご名答。
Okay.
さすが長生きしてるだけはあるね。
いや、そう長生きするもんじゃない
So
ぞ。
some people have like the same techniques, it seems. They're like
術式の格はあちらが上だが、術師の思考は式神使いのそれだ。おまけにその若さ
you see some of the same techniques among different people.
わかるぞ。やはりな、こういうタイプが前に出ることはまずない。
Like Gojo has limitless. Other people have had limitless, but he has like a 6 eyes and limitless. Though I don't know what 6 eyes actually does though. So yeah. So does. So am I to assume that Megami has the same technique? It's called curse manipulation. God. What is with this weird church hair music? It's making me uncomfortable. Oh! Maybe it's just the choir singing. Oh God! You know he can't help himself. He can't help himself.
ありゃ3000万か。一緒にいんのは同業かボディーガードってこともあるか。おいしいよな。術師でもないチューブを殺して3000万。どのガキ譲ってくれればそれでいい。
増えた5人じゃ。
どこがいいんだよこんなガキ。
He can.
式神が消えん。どれが本体じゃ。
式神じゃねえ分身だ。全部本体のな。
So they're legitimate ones.
無限アキレスとカメだよ。俺の術式はさ収束する無限級数みたいなもんで、俺に近づくものはどんどん遅くなって結局俺までたどり着くことはなくなるの。それを強化すると無加減。マイナス面積だな。マイナス以降両方みたいな虚構が丸い。そうするとさっきみたいな水分がつける。でもやるんだね。ああいう反応は自分の近くに作れないし、思考線まで曲線だと重力だ。まあ面倒で。要はちょっと使い。
What the F did he just say?
術式反
Bro.
赤。
Yeah, I don't know what the explanation. Just woo. Maybe if I slow down and read it real slowly. But this is like some calculus type shit.
マジでなんだこいつ。黒いからじゃ。
What does he not have like perfect mastery yet? Oh, what he? Like I said, this is some. No way it's done already. Holy shit. Alright, so that was the episode. That actually was the end. Like, I think that may be the record for the fastest an episode has ever gone by for me. It felt like it'd been like 10 minutes. Like, maybe like we got to the halfway point and then the credits rolled and I was like, what the actual F? Okay, so that means I'm enjoying myself. So where do we start? So this person, is that Megumi's dad? Megumi's alive. You know, Megumi's born at this point. But dude was asked about Megumi and it was like, who is that? So yeah, I'm guessing that's his dad. That'd be my guess. Because who else would it be? And to be asked about Megumi specifically, it gotta be his dad. Don't even know his name. What a complete deadbeat. Well, I see why Megumi had to get away from that toxic ass clan. Now the whole thing about this star plasma fellow, whatever. So this girl, is she like the vessel? Like she's the next vessel? Did I misunderstand? I thought she had her. I thought the vessel already contained her and she just needed to be transferred over to the next person. I don't know. I guess maybe I misinterpreted that. I'm guessing she doesn't have the thing inside of her, but it's gonna assimilate with her. And when that happens, her life as she knows it is going to flip upside down. She's gonna be locked away somewhere for the goodness of all humanity, which undoubtedly sucks, and something might I'm getting a feeling that that's not exactly how it's gonna go down. That seems kind of cruel, but this show does do cruel things. Somebody might rebel and say like, you know what, I know as much as we need it, we're not gonna go have things go down like that. I don't know. especially because we're kind of getting to know this girl a little. Well, not really getting to know her, but we're spending like time with her. So for her fate to be locked up somewhere that doesn't, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Now, the explanation of Gojo's powers. I had to watch that shit again. Okay, so this takes me back to the nightmare that Calculus was. Okay, Calculus wasn't really that much of a nightmare, but when it came to like series and sequences, I'll say it wasn't fun. It was not fun. The limits as things approach infinity, it wasn't not a good time. Okay. I don't have, even though I watched it again, I don't have a anywhere near complete understanding for how his power works. But as far as I know, bro is basically pain. Okay, I'm just gonna call it that. He's pain. Alright, you can mathematicize it all you want. Man is basically pain. He can push and he can pull. Okay, he creates some kind of jacked up. He messes with reality in such a point that he creates. He said an imaginary apple. Whatever. Maybe it's actually an apple. Maybe it's not. A point in reality that matter maybe tries to fill up somehow. So everything gets attracted to that point. And then you can do the reverse of that, which is where the energy comes from. So now energy gets generated instead of sucked in. Energy comes. I don't know. But apparently he's a student now, so he doesn't have complete mastery of it. So, yeah, I'm sure he has that shit down pat now. So I guess he's not really knowing that for being the explanation of his powers, he doesn't really seem like that much of a god. Like God. But they said he's the first in, I don't know if it was hundreds or thousands of years, with those two powers together, the Limitless and the Six Eyes. I don't know what the Six Eyes does. Is it going to be like the Byakugan or like the Sharingan, where it can like break down and analyze any kind of like cursed techniques that it sees? Like it just knows what it's looking at? Because I doubt this man is well studied. The man did say I have good eyes. Maybe that's what it does. I don't know. So I can like see the weaknesses of any curse technique and stuff like that. I'm guessing that it might be something like that. Which, like again, I just said it's like ode to Naruto. I'm gonna see a lot of Naruto references in this. I feel like it's gonna be the case. Naruto is so influential, so much more influential than One Piece. But we're not gonna get into that. What else? I think that's pretty much it. That's all I really want to talk about. I was just surprised that a lot of people have like the same techniques. Is it that like you get like your technique, your curse technique at random, or one person can hold it at a time? Obviously, that can't be the case because Megami is alive, and you have a bunch of like people that can summon Shikigami. I don't know how it's pronounced, but there's just different different levels of power, like how good you are at it. Can more than one person have infinity at a time? And the eyes, because right now, as far as we know, it seems like just Gojo that has that shit. Maybe he has that shit on a whole nother level. I don't know. I don't know what abilities, like how, what their rarity are. Because I would have thought the summoning of, they made it in season 1. They made it seem like the summoning of the Shikigami, anyone with like summoning abilities, it was like a rare and powerful thing. But we see 2 in this episode that used little cursed beast, whatever. Anywho's, which now that I think, like Fushi, like Megami and Seto, Geto, whatever, they're very similar. They have like similar powers. They might be from the same clan. I'm just seeing like a lot of similarities between them. Like a lot of parallels, but anywho, that's all I got for you. Drop a like, sub, share, read every comment. I appreciate every comment. Follow me on Patreon. I'm attempting to get 10 episodes ahead. On Patreon, you get early episodes. You can let me know. You can put in requests for what you want me to react to. Movies, TV shows, other anime. So yeah, good fun. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Peace.